Six.
How you doing? How's everybody? Hey, girl. Hey, what's going on? Hopefully, everybody's all right. At the very least, okay. You'll make it through, guaranteed. So, how y'all doing?
If you're in California, stay safe. Don't blow into the ocean.
So, how y'all doing up here? I ain't talked to y'all in a week.
I'm excited for the rain and miserable weather, Johnny. I'm going to enjoy it for the next however long it's here. I'll be sitting here like a cat staring out the window, like, ah. So, we have the house downstairs, like the areas to get to the front room. So by the stairs and the kitchen, we have it blocked off because little Miss Thing right here, this pile right here, that's Braxy, doesn't like the rain. So when it's raining outside, she is starting to say, I'm not going outside. I'm going to go in the front room.
Uh-oh.
And handle our business there.
So we have it all blocked off. And the last time it rained a little bit, we took her for a walk to kind of desensitize her to it. She does not like the rain. I'm like, you are not a cat. You are a dog.
Dog, you only get rain like 3 times a year in that area. Deal with it.
But I mean, the one night that it was like a downpour that caused the floods, it was coming down really, really hard. That's the first time she went inside, but yeah, so as soon as it's
good thing you don't live where there's snow.
Yeah. No, I'm thinking
she probably loves. She doesn't probably like that falling business. It's too much showery, but
so yeah. Really? So once it starts raining, she's getting the leash and the collar put on her, and we're going for a walk to try to.
She looks so much smaller when she curls up. She curls up kind of like a cat. She looks so much smaller than when she's standing.
Yeah, she's like a little donut right there. I sent Jenny a video yesterday of she was sleeping on me and she was snoring. It was so cute. So I sent it to Jenny and Johnny. So that's all I got.
What's going on with you, Jen and Tarot?
I'm booked up. There's still a few appointments towards the end of March. If anybody wants to book an appointment with me, JenLynTarot.com. And still seats available for the seminar in Portland in June. There's 2 different seminars, even though they'll be identical. So pick your weekend, which weekend you'd like to come. I'm teaching healing energy work. It is different from Reiki. It goes much deeper than Reiki. But anyone can learn to do it because there's a technique to it. So even if I feel like I've talked to a lot of people, they're like, oh, I didn't want to come by myself. Come by yourself. You're going to meet other like-minded people that you can buddy up with to go to dinner with and stuff.
There's plenty to eat here. So.
Yeah, there's plenty to eat there. I'm getting excited to meet some people in person that I've been doing readings for that are coming. It's going to be so much fun.
You'll have fun. Yeah, definitely come by yourself if you can. You won't be sorry, guaranteed.
And I will not be offering it by Zoom or online. I like to be in person when I'm teaching so that I can make sure you're getting it. So don't email me asking me to do it by Zoom. Nope. There's a reason I do it in person.
For me, we have class March the 3rd. I just turned my whole screen off. I had to turn it back on again. March the 3rd, and I released a video yesterday. So it has more details in that video. If you just go to the page and find it, it'll tell you March 3rd class, something. And March 3rd, 2 p.m. Pacific is the next tarot class. We're not doing payments just yet. We're just taking reservations. And so if you want a spot in the class, just email me at TarotsApprentice@gmail.com and I'll write your name down And then when it comes time for payment and all that type of stuff, I'll send you an email and so forth. Okay.
Johnny, if I could just address the sound issue for a second, because I know people are going to comment later. And it came up in Sacred Sounds of Coffee on Friday when I was with Gail. I have a new laptop I had to get over the holidays because my old one died. And the speaker is really close to the microphone in the built-in laptop. I may end up having to get a separate microphone. But anyway, if I turn the speaker volume down too much, I can't hear like Becca and Johnny. And if I turn the microphone down too much, you can't hear me. So there's a fine balance I'm having to play with here to get it right. But that is what's causing the echo. It's my laptop. I apologize if you hear echo. I try to mute my microphone when Johnny's talking or Becca's talking, but I forget sometimes. So just be aware, it's me.
I think we have, because I can't hear my voice out of your thing now. So I think we're good now. I think.
A little more balance.
On my side, I don't hear anything.
Yeah, I'm not hearing an echo on my side, but my voice volume was really low when I did Sacred Sounds of Coffee with Gail, and she could hear me when we were in StreamYard fine. But when the video uploaded, it's like I was so muted, it was hard to hear me. It was like, oh gosh.
Well, they say you sound much better today, so I guess it's fixed now.
We hope we got a semi-decent balance to not have too much echo, but where you can hear me at least. And I'm loud, it's not like I'm a quiet person.
Okay.
But my apologies. It's learning my new laptop. I never had a problem with the old one. It's this laptop.
Did y'all see that Donald Trump posted on Twitter? He thinks he looks like Elvis.
Yes.
What? What
He
did I
said
miss?
that he believes that he looks like Elvis. People have been telling him that.
I'm in love. I'm all shook up over myself.
I don't remember.
I don't know if he put it on his little stupid thing, but it was.
I mean, Elvis was way before my time, but from the pictures and stuff that I've seen, I don't remember Elvis being orange.
I mean, or ugly.
Or ugly. Even when Elvis got heavier, he was still had an attractive face.
That's what he put on the thing.
Are you kidding me right now?
That he believes he looks like. People have been telling him he looks like Elvis. I'm like, sir.
Those
Not even close.
I checked. Seriously.
He looks like Elvis. You mean Elvis now?
Even Elvis, when he gained weight, didn't get as heavy as Trump is now.
Lord.
Is that Elvis before or after he bit the farm? Yeah, you look like dead Elvis.
A grain full of dust. That's what you look like. Okay. Gotcha.
It's that he wants to be a celebrity. Like, he wants to be a celebrity more than president,
Mm-hmm. Attention. That's what he ran for. Attention.
In the ghetto.
He looks like Elvis.
That's an Elvis song for those that don't get it.
No, sir. You do not look like Elvis.
Okay, the comments are great. If y'all are rewatching this later and don't have live chat open, you need to have live chat open to watch the comments.
If someone has a dead orangutan in their backyard and named it Elvis, then I'd agree. But right now, no.
Yeah, I guess that makes Melania Priscilla.
Orangutans are cute, though. Orangutans are cute.
Jailhouse off his rocker.
Like animals from the 70s. They're all covered in orange, like your old couch from your grandmother's house. They just look this. They're not okay for orangutans. I don't like monkeys, period, though. So that's me. I'm a big cat person. I like cheetahs and lions. Leopards are kind of boring, but I like
And Lucy. She's a big cat.
Madam Fur.
We include Lucy in the big cat category.
She runs that house and that neighborhood too. So tell her she don't. I see what happens. Okay. So, I mean, there was nothing to read on the Elvis thing. I just thought I'd mention that to y'all in case you didn't hear it. But
Maybe we need to ask Elvis what he thinks about.
Donald Trump, apparently, his campaign paid $20,000 to stage a Union for Trump rally. Just
With
like
the
he
auto
did
work-
when he ran for president and he had all those people in the mall with the Trump shirts on, and he paid all of them to be there. Apparently, his campaign paid a whole bunch of people to hold signs that says Unions for Trumps.
It was with the auto workers at the same time when Biden was on the picket line with them and talking to him. And guess who got the endorsement? Biden.
I'm so jealous. I can't do it.
But he's got to
they
pay
like
for
Biden, they have to like me too. No.
Like, why did you have to pay to make it look like you were meeting with auto workers, which you weren't? You know, the place they held it, they're not members of the union.
That's his whole MO, Jenny. Make it look good for the cameras. Nobody cares if it has any substance. At least
He could have gone to the real auto workers though and made it look good for the cameras, but no, he's got to have the fake auto workers that aren't members of the union.
And you have enough supporters to where if you just want a rally and a bunch of people behind you or in front of you to look goofy, you got enough of that. But you wanted the auto specifically because they like Biden too. So my question is, though, how much of this is now going on? How much staged paid rallies is he having? Because this could have implications on how many people are actually legitimately supporting him or being paid to be. How much of his rallies are staged?
Because as we found out in New Hampshire, there's a lot of Republican voters that are like, nope, not Trump.
You got to pay people to be your friend.
What, you know, the guy that stood behind him that he paid for several rallies, blacks for Trump. You know, it was like, be nice to black people. Don't be a racist. You probably would have some in your audience.
At least two. I don't understand.
It's like his reality is just television. That's it. Like, that's all. He views the world through the lens of what looks good on TV.
Yeah.
When he does a rally, he doesn't pay for, you know, the extra security and all that. He owes so many cities money all the way back to 2016.
I was just gonna say, didn't they start a collections for him for all the cities that he held rallies and never paid for the rallies and for like law enforcement and all that stuff?
You know, my Trump card is officially changed from the fool to the loser.
Oh, well, yeah, that's how mine end, actually. 5 of Cups. Interesting. Okay. How much of this goes on?
Oh my God, Lisa's saying, remember when he stranded the people that he bussed into the rally?
Yeah. Was that in Pennsylvania and they were all out in the cold or something like that?
Oh, heartbreak. Poor little Trumpy. He's a loser. Everything has changed. He can't attract the abundance is off. It's off kilter. So he's doing what he's had to do in the past, which is pay for supporters, trap them, so to speak, in the building. That's his supporters, because a lot of his supporters have walked away, and especially over all his legal issues. So it's going to continue to surprise him that he's, shunned more and more. And it's going to keep changing where he's paying for more and more rallies, and the crowd size is just going to get smaller and smaller, and he's going to lie about it.
I got all the same cards.
The liar and the loser.
I get the clover, the fox, and the lilies. Opportunistic person that manipulates everything, but kind of does it to seem like it's not. How much of it? I would say about 2, 14, 30. I would say about 46% of rallies, maybe. So not exactly half, but he's manipulating it. He's manipulating the luck and the opportunities to make it look clean. Add all those numbers up, it's about 46, give or take.
Yeah, that Two of Pentacles for me is a 50-50 card, so that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Two of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles. So how much of it goes on? Same thing. There's your paying out, and then there's your 50-50. There's your, it's a balancing act. It's just more regional, I think, as well. He can get legitimate rally numbers, not large numbers, but he can get a legitimate rally, at least 9-10 people in the Walmart parking lot. But he's not going to get thousands of people to come hear him speak anymore because he says the same thing, or he goes off script, or it's going to cost them more to get there than is actually worth hearing him speak. So there is now that answered the question. The rest of this,
he's not charging it, or they're not charging him enough though, because Melania's stylist got $340,000 last year.
to do what?
Yes, she doesn't even appear anywhere with them, but they paid her stylist and her hairdresser over $150,000.
Over $100,000 for her hair, just for her hair.
It's the same style.
To not appear with him.
Braids and a bouffant the next time. It's just like
Just been to one rally with him.
1.7 million in private airfare, and I forget how many thousands in clothing.
give me $100,000. I'll learn how to use a flat iron too. Like for God's sakes.
And $20,000 for his rally.
The Fool meets the Tower, though. There's a tower coming. This is there's something around documents pages. This whole reading went off to the whole other side. I said this answered it, and then the rest is something different.
Does that Fool card have birds in the hair?
Twigs and butterflies.
Oh, butterflies in there. Yeah.
And there's something around documents. And then there's a tower coming his way. This is, of course, you built this tower, so this is not something being done to you. It's just a reaction to what's happening around you. There's also a woman who is failing in her support. So she may be on the way to speaking about documents or something of that nature, or speaking about a court case because she's being increasingly isolated. This woman here is quite vain, if that makes any sense. I don't know what Haba's sign is, but whoever this is quite vain, and she is going to be increasingly isolated because of a deal or a contract she has with the Fool. So this could be the person he hired, which we'll talk about her later. But it ends in the 5 of Cups, so he has some regret coming his way because of the people he was in business with. So, again, reading went off to the left there just now. Oh, somebody come get him, Jesus. Somebody come get him. P01135809. That's his new name. So, does P01135809 actually need campaign money at all? Remember when he first started running for president, the press helped him out a lot because they cover everything he said. Now they're covering every trouble he's in, but that still keeps him in the news, and that keeps him a martyr to his base. So does he even need campaign money for campaigning? Mind you, he's using it for other things, but for campaigning, does he really even need money or not? You were advising him. Would you tell him raise campaign money? Or would you say it's not really necessary, you're going to get it for free? They still hang on everything he says. Not everything. That's the big Trump card. But you know what? That's the card that Psychic Lady pulled on the Fox News too. So maybe this is the Trump card of 2024.
I've been getting it for several months now, over and over and over for him. Loser.
That's him now. Does he need campaign money?
He needs it for his ego. Because everything's all chaotic, and he's trapped in all these legal dealings, and everything's changing, and a lot of people have cut off from him. So loser Trump needs to feel boosted up. And one way that he feels boosted up is to do rallies, to get how much money he's making and grifting and campaign stuff boosts his ego. But his finances are burdened, and everybody's talking about his court cases and stuff, and he doesn't have that much money. Something's getting ready to come to an end, with his real estate dealings and stuff. We know about that. That gets him all emotional, and everybody's talking about it, and things have changed in America. He's not getting the attention. This is what he wants. This is where he's at.
Does he need the campaign money? Yes, because there's things of value that he's blocked from. He can't get to things of value that he can't get to. He needs it. So
when he's paying for
the stuff that's happening in New York, where they're about to dissolve Trump Oregon, all that stuff, and they just caught him taking more money, didn't they?
Or $40 million.
So yes, I mean,
in a fake loan.
Yeah, so he's blocked from things of value, not money, but things of value. So he needs it. He can't get contracts. Ring and Mountain, he can't get contracts. Things of value are blocked. He bankrupted the freaking RNC, basically. Not only took their money, had them pay for his legal fees, but he's also been told people to stop giving money to the RNC and give it to him, and he squandered it. So does he need it? Yes.
And it's amazing to in a certain sense, though this is not a fun thing to necessarily experience, but it's just as a person like me who observes the universe more so than wants to be in it, it's interesting to see the unraveling of everything from one person.
Yeah.
And and not just the unraveling of one person, but the unraveling of a mindset. Because he'll go away, but that mindset will still exist. But how he's being propelled into the slot to just make every domino fall over, and they see it coming and they still won't move. They're like, oh, wait, let me get squashed too, and then I'll join the rest of them in purgatory. Like, why do you still want...
Everybody wants to be ground into the pavement with them. It's like, are you kidding?
It's just an interesting thing to observe people who see the horrible happen and stand there and wait for theirs.
Or jumping up and down, fighting each other. I want to be next. I want to be next.
That's
the MAGA people, they're losing it over Taylor Swift, but hey, they got Ted Nugent and Kid Rock and Sarah Palin. Yeah, they got celebrities.
Like
they had a little
his pants to get out of Vietnam. Another one that looks like a crackhead meth head from a trailer park, and the other one that doesn't know what planet she's sitting on.
Now, I know people from trailer parks look a lot nicer than Kid Rock.
Like a meth head with that
He is
nasty.
Their little trucker convoy, they had a concert with Ted Nugent. It was like, oh my God.
Yeah, that's totally equivalent to Taylor Swift. Absolutely.
The guy wasn't that successful in the 70s, and he's certainly not successful now.
The devil, Six of Wands, does he need it for his ego? Yes. The Knight of Cups there too. That's all image. I want to be seen as successful. I want to be seen as the victor, that type of thing. Not to mention, you are actually cut off and blocked and limited and powerless and sourceless. Because what you need is a source, and you are finding that the people who love you most are not unlimited when it comes to funds. You can get a bunch from the Mercer, but she abandoned you. You can get a bunch from the Russia, but they can't fool with you directly. And so it's you need a source, and you're cut off from a lot of your own sources to do your illegalities. And there's the Four Swords and Page of Cups. So you have to pull back, but you are trying to lean upon the heartstrings of other people. So he does need it, both for practicality and image.
How else is he going to pay for Melania's hair? Yeah, before he was president, I'm sure that came out of his own pocket, but now he's hooked on the grift. It's like a drug.
Yeah. So, can we take a overlook or a general look into his finances when it comes to his legal costs? That's mounting up. Apparently, he said last year, I forget the figure, he spent 20, 40, 30, whatever it was. It was like tens of millions of dollars.
I think 40 million or something like that. For bad lawyers. He paid that much for bad lawyers. He hasn't won. This
is though, okay.
And Rudy's got him in court because he won't pay Rudy.
And here's the thing. The type of person that he is, how he treats people, how horrible a liar he is, and how bad his case is, you're not going to get anybody worth their salt wanting to represent you, because anybody that comes near you tarnishes themselves.
Yes.
And he doesn't pay his lawyers. Yeah, he doesn't pay his lawyers. So why would anybody take the risk to be tarnished for the rest of your life? And then to not get paid defending the indefensible. So, of course, he's got to get these performance artists,
Takapina got out just in time where he didn't need a lawyer and he's not broke.
Yet, he didn't need a lawyer. So what's our question?
I have a history lesson first. Donald Trump, you can trace this back. Something went wrong in the beginning. This is why it is very important when you get a tower and you read for yourself and you get a tower, figure out where you started. That way you don't repeat that thing. You can still have towers that come along, and towers teach you things, but you don't do that thing. This is also ego and hubris, where you think you're higher than everybody else. All of this is not happening to him. It is happening because of him. He put this seed in the ground. This is not punishment. This is just what you planted. So this is there's what you get back. You can put good things in the ground. He was in a position to be a very, very influential person when it came to something good. But he wanted to do something other. So that's why he gets the tower. That's why his money is running out. That's why he can't find a way to figure out his own problems. That's why he can't hire a lawyer worth its salt. That's why he's losing and has stage rallies. That's why his wife doesn't want to be with him. That's why his kids don't want to be with him. That's why all of them are heading to jail too. That's why he's got a problem with addictions and things. He can't keep it together because he didn't want to in the beginning when he had the opportunity to.
Because he got the pretty lawyer, not the smart one.
Be smart and pretty,
because you can fake being smart.
No, ma'am. I mean, stretch your horizons, please.
I have no words.
I mean,
no words. words.
I'd rather be pretty than smart. Well, yeah, okay, you get you a sugar daddy and quit trying to lawyer.
I was just talking about Jen Lynn the other day. I was talking about you behind your back. And I was like, there are some people, I didn't name any names. I almost did, though. I was like, there are some people who are younger than Jen who look way older than she does. I said, but she's from the inside already pretty, so it comes out here too. And so she's not going to look haggard because she's not haggard in here. But when you carry around the ugly attitude, you can't help but look that way out here too. And it's like, why do you not? And I was like, she's smart and pretty. You can be both, Alina Haba. You don't have to choose. And whoever asks you a question, would you rather be smart than pretty? Then you correct them and say, sir or ma'am, I can be both. Don't limit me, limit yourself. That's what your answer should have been. Not, I'd rather be pretty than smart. No, 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 you wouldn't. Trust me, you wouldn't. Because that's how you lose everything. That's how you end up with a Donald Trump. Because you would rather depend on your looks, Melania Trump, than anything else.
And you can't fake smart because you will get caught up with
Alina Haba, I can fake being smart. Mind you, she's getting her butt handed to her every day in court. Like, you're not doing a good job of faking it either, girlfriend.
They said, oh, Sarah Palin's pretty, but she ain't smart. Melania Trump, she speaks 5 languages. No, she speaks 2 languages and 5 words in each. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And she admits she had to get a lawyer to get citizenship. I know a lot of people that have gotten U.S. citizenship, especially when I worked in New York. I had a lot of people, that worked for me from time to time that would get U.S. citizenship. They didn't have to have a lawyer to get it. What's going on with Melania? She had to have a lawyer to get her citizenship.
In the words of Judge Judy, beauty fades, dumb is forever, ma'am. Okay. Trump's finances and legal costs. Can we do a general and see what is coming for him? Is he going to incur a lot more legal costs than normal? Is he going to go broke because of this? Like, what can we find from the card?
What was the question, Johnny?
I want to know about his legal costs. Well, yeah, his legal costs
for this coming year,
especially since he can't just go to the ATM and pull out money for lawyers. Everybody's watching him now.
He could go to the Kit Kat Club though and meet him and his next wife, because that's where he met Melania.
Well, thank you, Dr. Vicky.
All right. Hey, Vicky.
I'm pretty smart, and but I don't know about the pretty parts because it takes a lot to do this. I woke up like this. All I want is to not look like my father. Now, he didn't look bad. I just don't want to look like him. When I shaved off my mustache one time, I looked in the mirror and that's all I saw was his face. I'm like, let me look like myself, please. Thank you. But he was very dashing though. But I still want to look like me. That's all. But you can't help it. You get 50% of somebody's DNA though. Oh, there was another. I have to show y'all this other picture too. I'm off topic, but it's. I thought it was funny. It said gums for Trump, and it was. Speaking of looking like your father, bless his heart, Jesus. Bless his heart. He can't help it either.
He's just right now he's secure. He's but it's about, this is a lifestyle card, right? His lifestyle is getting ready to change big time because that's in the near future. He's constricted financially and getting very emotional about that. So Trump the Fool, he's constricted now, and he's getting all riled up. And the celebrity part of him is disgusting a lot of people. So they're not as accepting of his celebrity as they used to be. Everything's changing. This is, I feel like Jack Smith coming in strong here on him, bullying him. Everything's getting ready to change, and America is going to see something new in regards to his work and money. This is near future, so it's probably to do with these New York cases. Judgment's getting ready to come down on him that's going to throw his finances into more chaos, and more constriction. He has very little of the family wealth anymore. Very little. He's got he's got problems that are going to grow. Big problems. I don't get a lot of coins coming in. I didn't even get the ace of coins.
I don't have any pentacles. I got one important one.
If I was doing reversals, I would have a lot of coins like falling out of his pockets because he's going broke. He's losing money.
So I did a double line of 5, and I'll try to keep it short.
You keep it as long as you want to.
He's committing even more fraud right now. The first line is Fox, Key, Mountain, Book, and Birds. So there's even more fraud that he is committing that we don't yet know about, that we'll soon hear about either through a whistleblower or some sort of official report that comes out. So there's even more fraud that he's committing to keep himself above water, if that makes sense. So just fraud. I don't know if that's defrauding idiots in MAGA. I don't know. It's fraud. Everything that he has achieved gets taken away. Slowly, it dwindles down. It gets eaten up. He's going to have to make transfers. He's going to have to make transfers and move stuff over on paper. But that gets him in trouble because that paperwork is fraud. It's manipulated. It's fraud. Just losses. There's something up here on the top line with the book. If the book is secrets and something that's classified, there's something else coming in here for obstruction. So it's almost like it gets added to.
Probably over his closet.
And we just found out because here's the key. And here's
to the
access. Access was blocked here for the secrets, and somebody is talking. Somebody is blowing the whistle. So this is going to impact his finances one way, shape, or form, because the question was about his finances, why that's popping up. I don't know. But there's manipulation and thievery here. Trying to side skirt investigators, not giving them access to the secrets here. And then the secrets were transferred this way, if that makes sense. So that's going to get him in a whole world of trouble too. But financially, it's like he's piling on the fraud to stay above water, if that makes sense. I don't.
Wait, what do they call that court-appointed woman that's moderating the judge that's like a moderator or whatever on Trump court? Mm-hmm. And to blatantly sit there and have a fraudulent loan to yourself, like to yourself for $40 or $48 million, whatever it was.
I don't see, for the person in the chat, this does not show, this double line does not show selling abroad because the fish are not here. They're saying
he's just selling to himself and lying about it.
Yeah. But there's something here about the classified stuff that he hid and blocked the key to it. But he's just committing more and more and more fraud because it's just big, huge problems, and he keeps losing and losing and losing. He keeps losing everything. So I hope that makes any sort of sense. And I got to go find my kid.
He has the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles governs wealth and riches that you have. And it also governs anything that is very, very exclusive or expensive. And then he has the Four of Cups. This is just going to be his life now. Again, the Tower is crumbling down. And you can stand there like he is and try to catch the pieces, or you just move and just wait until it all crumbles and then try to reassess and then get your life together. But
to me, he just pushes somebody else off the tower to deflect from himself.
and so his finances are going to be strained, but there's not much he can do about it. Four of Cups, it's just, that's the nature of the tower you built, is everything now is very expensive. And that's one of the things he complained about, is he's spending so much money and lawyers and that. Okay, don't break the law in 58 states. How about that, sir? Then you don't need a lawyer for New York and a lawyer for Mississippi and a lawyer for Georgia and a lawyer for Afghanistan.
And you wouldn't have to keep hiring lawyers if your lawyers didn't have to get lawyers.
and if you wouldn't, I don't know, lose a $5 million case against someone and then, I don't know, go outside and defame them again and then increase that to $88 million. You did it to yourself. Four Wands, the completion, the Nine of Cups. This is wishful thinking. It's not going to be over anytime soon at all, because of the nature of the things you are now dealing with, classified documents and all that. Like this, you had an out. You didn't have to do none of this, but you did take it. So now you're here. It ends in the Nine of Wands. Everything is going to be strained. Everything. Everything is going to be overworked. Your lawyers, your patients, your money, your family, your emotions, your physical well-being. Everything is going to be strained because that's the nature of the house you built. Congratulations. And there is some sort of argument or fight with the vain woman again. So the one who would rather be pretty than smart. So can we ask, while we're still on that vein, what is the future of Alina Habba and Donald Trump's relationship?
Because she was at Mar-a-Lago over the weekend, but standing next to Gargoyle. But she was taken off of one of his cases, and he put somebody else in. But it was said that he was looking for new lawyers. It's like, yeah, good luck with that.
Good card fell out. Three of Cups.
Party.
He's looking for new attorneys for his appeal. She ain't going nowhere. I did see some, it was in a report. I didn't see his post to say that. Should get enough at some point.
Lena, he just shoved you off the tower. Oh my God. She's got some surprises coming to her. She is shoved out. Her strength is way out of balance, so she's not strong anymore. Everything's changing. And everybody's looking at her with a different perspective, and he has shoved her on. Might as well retire. She's a loser too, and she may end up with like legal issues with the bar, like being licensed to practice in certain states, that kind of thing. So, because somebody's whistleblowing on her, and something to do with finances. She may be taken down in size as a lawyer. She may get whittled down. Somebody's whistleblowing on something she did. The family's casting judgment on her, so it's almost like, you know, other members of the family are telling Trump, get rid of her, get rid of her, get rid of her. Let her just be the pretty one. Don't hire her as a lawyer.
She's got there's something in that family, 10 of cups, 4 of cups, that they do not like her whatsoever. Thank you, Barbara. They don't like her whatsoever, and they're putting the mouth on her, as they say in business, which means they're talking bad behind you, trying to get rid of you to whoever's in charge. Page of Wands and the 10 of Wands. There is messages of burden that are coming your way. I don't think this originates from Trump. The reason I say is because you have the High Priestess and the government here. I don't know what you were privy to when it came to secrets, because you have the 4 of Pentacles, something that you're trying to hold on to, or that you feel the obligation to hold on to because it can't get out. But that's going to put you in you're going to need a lawyer. That's going to put you in a position where you may need a lawyer. And it ends in the Ace of Pentacles. He has something else for you, but this comes later on down the line. I don't know if it's a bribe or what, but there's something else for you here. He's going to try to replace you with some man, King of Wands.
That is not the wind at Johnny's house. That's my heater, which is right beside me blowing. If y'all are hearing that, somebody in chat heard my heater blowing.
So one last question on her. What is her future post-Trump? Does she have issues finding other clients? Does she go and be a housewife of suburbia somewhere on Bravo TV?
Can you imagine after watching her, in court, like hearing all the things? We didn't get to watch her because it wasn't live, but after hearing about all the stupid things she did in court, can you imagine thinking, gee, I want to hire her?
Well, if you're one of these disgusting dudes that just want to look at her or harass her or something like Donald Trump,
It's like,
I'm pretty sure.
It's like the pool boy from Mar-a-Lago will never get another job because you flooded Mar-a-Lago. You aren't going to be a pool boy anywhere.
You're bad with water, sir. So
yeah, that's Alina Hava. Yeah, it's like you're not good in court. What good are you to anybody?
No. Let's see. Now I have to laugh every time the death card is the first thing that pops up. Okay. Well, it gets better for you, man.
She's, as a lawyer, she's going to be whittled down to size, and this is also about something she's lied about. I think she's going to get tripped up on something she said in court in the past. Here she is, the loser, just like Trump, and having to go through a rough transition here, maybe having to retire from law, so to speak. I think she might end up teaching, so to speak, like guest lecturing on, oh, look what all happened to me, and it was a confusing time getting involved with that family, and I think she'll end up doing something speech-wise, speaking-wise, like speaking engagements. And she'll have some success at that for a little while, talking about what he put her through.
There is huge changes coming and a lot of stress about it. The Death card and the 9 of Swords. This is going to be your 3-tower moment coming up here pretty soon. But you do have the Ace of Swords, the 4 of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles. There is something around the company or some entity that's not governmental. It has the Hierophant associated with it, but this is more churches of wisdom. And so you have the opportunity to go guest speak, to go be a speaker somewhere, to go appear because of that. But your word of warning is actually the Queen of Cups, which is you, which means your problem is going to be the reputation that you now have. And you're not going to be able to do a various things that you want to do, but you're not going to be destitute because you do have some sort of creative venture or speaking engagement type of thing that you can do. Now, problem is the judgment card. This thing does not go away. Judgment loops everything. Resurrection, it goes away, dies, death card, but it comes back. So there's some sort of stress that is being originated now that will have a little lull and then it'll come right back again. And so whatever it is that he has got you involved in, that's going to come to bite you in probably a year or so when he doesn't win the election and he can't save you. So there's that. What's in the room that they missed? What's in the closets that they missed? Can we ask and see what we get?
I'm sorry, I went to go feed the Braxter. What were you guys just reading on?
Alina's Hava's future.
Oh. Not very bright, is it?
I mean, well, she's not, so I mean.
A wealthy Nada who moved those boxes up to Trump's private quarters, right? We're learning more about him. Like he was the naughty Navy sex offender, that Trump rescued from the Navy when they were about to prosecute him. And he moved boxes up to those private quarters and stuff. So Nada's getting in deeper and deeper. He could be brought up on more obstruction charges if he knew there were boxes in that closet.
Your dog looks like a panther coming up next to you.
There's higher level papers in those documents. It's a big problem at the root of this, and hiding them from them. There was an agreement, and they're going to seek them out. They're going to get like another court order to get these, but it's more about who was working for Trump, and it could change America. So in other words, changes that they wanted to try to infiltrate into America. There's something about COVID in it too, some kind of COVID cover-up of some kind. But there's a lot of things where they're trying to cover up, like trying to burden Biden even. There's things in there that they did while in the White House. There's something about foreign leaders in there that's going to cause a lot of anxiety. So I don't know. It's a mix. It's a mixed bag.
I did another double line of 5.
Hi, Braxy.
He's happy because he got dinner. I did another double line of 5. There's a lot here. one of them looks like it's more domestic. Something to do with the U.S. and our security and stability. Some sort of a strike on an enemy that caused a unaliving of a person. A lot of secrets, fish and book. A lot of secrets. Treachery. Let me see. There's like a group of people, a team of people that are a team of people that cause trouble, if you're picking up what I'm putting down. Perhaps domestic as well. Okay. That sort of thing. But it's a lot. There's an abundance of secrets that he stole in boxes, put in a closet. Papers. A lot of papers. But I'm picking up more like domestic stuff because the house is here. I don't get the ship. So, I don't know.
I get the foreign collusion, so like maybe that Russia collusion type of stuff. There's something there. There's also the working with teamwork. There's working with someone to kill someone else or to send information to do such a thing with the Page of Swords. There's the Moon and the Three of Pentacles. There's partnerships. That's your collusion part. There's some partnerships around business, but this is two other people too. So this is two other leaders of some sort there. There's a lot of personal finance as well too, like a very large donation or large sum of money that was also given to somebody's kid. So there is, with your Six of Cups and your Nine of Pentacles, like a ridiculously large donation. There's something about that in there too. There's a woman and child info in there too.
I'm wondering if that missing 800-pound binder was in there.
Let's ask. Was the binder in the closet? Because the last it was seen, it was in the hands of Mark Meadows.
I get a yes. Dog, woman, clover. That's a yes.
Yeah, I get it was moved. Somebody, one of his support people had it, but it was moved to a family location. Yeah, they better be looking to see if Melania had a secret closet too.
The dog, the woman, and the clover. That would be like an aide or somebody that works for him. Yeah.
Because there may be, like, they may need to look into another hidden location. So, but I'm getting twice. Like, it was moved to a family location. So, they're going to get it. They're going to secure it. So, just a matter of time.
I get information, page 1's family tower. 10 of Pentacles. tower for family house. But this is bigger than house, and so tower is more of a skyscraper type thing or something that's big. House is more four of wands for me. So some sort of family house or family estate or family building. Or maybe a building with the family name on it.
I don't know why they haven't rated his other properties. I don't get it. Like, there's probable cause, you know?
But I think the way that Andrew Wiseman explained it was that in order to get a search warrant for that sort of stuff, you need to have like very specifics. But that's the thing. When the FBI showed up at Mar-a-Lago, they had specifics for those rooms, and they were like, no, you can't come in here. And they were like, okay.
When he changed the locks.
Knock it the F down.
Yeah.
I mean, get out of here. You know, and it's just like, at this point, I'm like, that man's going to be long gone to the afterlife before they find everything that he stole.
Well, somebody's obviously talking, right, to let him know about these closets and stuff. Is Trump aware of everybody that's betraying him, that's talking and flipping? Is he aware, or, because he likes to control witnesses. And there's a reason he's keeping Walty Nada very close. It ain't just because he's a pervert. For entertainment purposes only.
It doesn't hurt, though, I guess.
That doesn't hurt, yeah. Like attracts like.
That's my next question, too. Sort of.
Is Trump aware of all the people that are flipping on him and talking to like Jack Smith and his team? Then you have Weaselberg that is trying to make a deal because he lied under oath.
Mind you, during his entire presidency, that was one of his problems. Number one problem is everything leaked. Every person leaked. Usually after they left, but you found out, but everything leaked.
Yeah, I get a no. He's not aware of everybody because they lied to him, and the number's going to grow. So they go charging in, and they're transitioning away from him. There are whistleblowers, connecting up over and over to protect themselves. I don't. It's like he watches TV to see who is going to be the next whistleblower. Like I don't think it's a problem for him, because he would try to pay off anybody that was going to talk. It's a problem. And I'm getting there's two women that are getting ready to talk. Thank you, Claudia. Two women that are going to talk about him directly. You got problems, boy.
I get that in a way he does. He suspects perhaps a person that is a higher up executive of some sort, but he thinks that he has control over the whole situation. He's very optimistic about his ability to control the situation, but it's almost like he suspects someone that's in a senior executive role, higher up. So, I don't know. The head cook, okay?
At the library with Colonel Mustard. There is the Chariot and the Ace of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles, Five of Swords, the Tower. He is aware of those who have been caught already because he has to now work with them so that they don't spill everything. Everybody else, no. Only people that he thinks leaks are the people who have met obstruction and destruction with the Five of Swords in the Tower. Everybody else, no. He's easy to convince of anything, including I would never betray you, Donald Trump.
Easy to manipulate if you flatter him.
Because all he wants is for you to flatter him.
And tell him he won. You know. No, Donald, you did not win.
Okay. Speaking of pervs, though. His name is Ted Schuhl, I think. S-U-H-L. Ted Schuhl, something, I don't know. But this person was hired by the Sarah Huckabee Sanders government agency that she's running there. He has been sued right now. 3 additional lawsuits filed this week against Ted Sewell and other associates with the Lord's Ranch. That's what it's called. So we're already off to a great start.
Oh, here we go. The Lord's Ranch. The Lord didn't have a ranch.
Alleging that the staff at the now defunct Northeast Arkansas Behavioral Health Facility, it was a behavioral health facility, which means that they took in people who had behavioral health issues, which means
they tried to do conversion therapy on gays.
They took in vulnerable people. Yep. And the now defunct Northeast Arkansas Behavioral Health Facility sexually and physically abused dozens of children and teenagers entrusted to their care over the course of several decades.
Of course they did.
Decades. Ted Sewell. Founded by the Sewell family in 1970, the Lord's Ranch now sits on 1,100 acres of property near the Missouri state line north of Pocahontas. Thousands of troubled youths have passed through there from time to time and have been removed from the care. This is not the first time that this has come up. The Sarah Huckabee Sanders government agency that she's running there in Arkansas. You can't say you didn't know it. Well, that's going to be one of the questions too. But once he was actually outed, then he resigned. And so she's hiring perverts too. But her father is the one who found him. And her father apparently is the one who touted him as a wonderful, kind, generous human being. And they covered up a couple of stories, allegedly. And then he ushered this man into his daughter's administration. But what I want to know is what's going to happen to him. Now, mind you, keep in mind this too, this is how all this is tying in together. The Lord's Ranch was shut down in 2016 after Ted Sewell and the facility's director for many years was convicted already of bribing a state medical official and sentenced to 7 years in federal prison. Sewell was released by President Donald Trump in 2019 after serving less than half of his sentence.
and pardoned so he could retain his law license. Please tell me he's going to go to D.C. and be Trump's next lawyer.
He was pardoned by Donald Trump after he was lobbied by Mike Huckabee. So Mike Huckabee went to Donald Trump and said, "This guy is the really great guy. Can you pardon him, please?"
He likes youngish women too. Pardon him. He's one of you.
Mm-hmm. So what I want to know is because now they're being sued for, because there was no statute of limitation on that type of thing, I guess.
Like a class action lawsuit?
Well, it says the first 2 lawsuits are filed on behalf of 16 anonymous male plaintiffs. And focused on alleged rapes and abuse committed by a single staffer, Emmett Presley, the director of the social services at the Lord's Ranch for many years. The 3 lawsuits and another 13.
See, there's the Presley that Donald Trump is like. It's not Elvis, it's this guy.
And another 36 anonymous plaintiffs for a total of 52 plaintiffs now.
This is like a Jim Jordan thing on steroids.
A whole bunch of cover up.
Because these are all underage.
But tell me again why we should ban books and marginalize gays and transgender people.
Yeah, because the transgender's in the bathroom. That's what you should watch out for.
Because, let's just send them to the Lord's Ranch because God's totally cool with that pedophilia.
Yeah.
Come on.
God. It says that the plaintiff some of them were around 13 to 14 years old. And so this right now is just a lawsuit. There is no attempts to arrest him or anything like that. But the question,
like a civil lawsuit, not indicting crime. Oh my God, these people need to.
He's being named in this because they're suing the Lord's Ranch thing because that's where it happened. And the guy who did all the abusing, his name is the one that's being named the Presley guy. But I want to know first what is going to happen to what's his name again, Ted Sewell. What's his future looking like? Is there any?
Because he needs to be back in jail.
I mean, they say find us a strong tree and a strong rope. Ted Sewell, whatever his name is. Pardoned by Donald Trump after lobbied by Mike Huckabee. They run together, these people.
Yeah, there was a children's ranch in Texas that the trucker convoy ended up at where Ted Nugent performed. They like their ranches, their children's ranches.
Well, he got 7 years for bribing a medical official instead of the abuse part, because that was the charge he was brought up on.
I can't make sense of it, dude. I really can't, Noni.
And not only pardoned by Donald Trump, but hired by Sarah Huckabee Sanders to be in her administration and the government.
Because, that's what Jesus would do.
Yes.
That's exactly what Jesus would do. Let's ban books and go after gays and transgender kids, but it's okay for us to do what we're accusing everybody else of doing. And
stop sending your kids to these places. Now, mind you, I understand why they did, because it's a behavioral health place. And when you don't know how to take care of a child with behavioral health, that's what you do. You send them to places like that. But Google first or something, God's sakes.
I get multiple losses and endings and big financial issues for him. I don't get jail. I don't get arrest. I get the mice in the coffin. So there's your losses, several of them. And then financial burdens, financial sacrifices. So they might sue this guy to oblivion to where he's just, which, yeah, it's nice. But if it were me,
I'd want to see him in jail.
No. That's too nice. Other more creative ideas that are not suitable for YouTube. Okay.
Yeah, he's trying to lay low, but the tower card's on him. There are more secrets coming out with the strength on that. A lot more, and a lot more that were children in those days. They're probably adults now. I'm getting more class action type things banding together. He could potentially be looking at jail down the road, but I just get like an abundance of cases where he has to defend. It may look like he's kind of getting away with it for a while, but I get there's a bigger indictment he's going to have to fight that comes up over his past actions eventually. But it's down the road. I think they need to get some civil wins, and then they know they can win a federal.
There's an abundance of money that is going to some families here, like a whole bunch. The Empress and the Nine of Pentacles, there's the expenses, there's the abundance, and here's your families, 10 of Cups. The Six of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups, there's something too around something that was possibly given to the children, which could make it a criminal matter then. So I don't know if this was alcohol or because it's not nothing
Drugging.
drug related, I don't think, to where they would be, because I don't get the devil of the temperance, so it wasn't something concocted. It's something that they just shouldn't have. But the problem is going to be like the lightning rods, to where the Six of Wands is the center of attention. There's a whole bunch of attention put on this Presley dude because he's the one that's done most of the abusing. But at the same time, what is he going to say about the facility and the Ted guy, whatever his name was?
Hey, when you've got 4 or 5 kids coming forward, okay, you're going to look. When you got 50,
52.
Valerie
52
in the chat is saying that it's all connected and judges were trafficking kids there.
Oh man, like forcing them to go there. Wow.
That's what that is.
But again, tell me about the gays in the books, please. Please, because I mean,
Like that, a place like that is going to straighten some kid's life out? No.
So my question now is, so Mike Huckabee, who is this man's, Lord and Savior, he went to Donald Trump to get him pardoned after he bribed the medical official. Him and another leader bribed the medical official. So he can still be brought up on some sort of abuse charges because that's not what he was pardoned for. So he went to Donald Trump and lobbied to get this guy released, and then went to his daughter to get this guy a job. So does he know, Mike Huckabee, about this man's goings on there at that ranch? Because to be complicit is to be involved, sir. And Mike Huckabee, let me also remind you all, is a pastor.
I mean, it's like, they like privatization of prisons. Well, they've done that for a child's detention center where the judges are sending them there. It's privatized. They're making money off of messing up these kids' lives further. That's sick. That's just sick.
Under the name of the Lord. That's the thing you go to hell for first in the Bible.
Wait, what's our question? How are we looking at it?
Does Mike Huckabee know about that man's dealing
behaviors?
Yes.
is Mike Huckabee aware? The whip, the birds, and the anchor. He has heard the rumors of the abuse and the sexual abuse, the rumors. And that is, those rumors stick. Do you see what I'm saying? So was he aware? Yeah, he knew. He knew.
He knew. This is in the past. He knew. He just turned a blind eye, lied about it, covered up, supported him. He knew.
Moon, 8 of Wands, he was told too. And he turned a blind eye or pretended it didn't happen or something of that nature. Didn't cut off any relationships. I think he cut off some relationship with some woman, maybe the one who told him. Because there's the 10 of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. 5 of Pentacles threw her out in the cold, whoever that was. And
but my question is, you're aware of the situation, yet you go lobby for the guy and then lobby your daughter to hire him. Why such an interest?
that's what I want to know now.
Well, they're lobbying judges probably to send the kids there when
So is he financially benefiting from it? Like,
No,
it doesn't.
why do you have so much invested in this man, in this thing?
So is that the question? Why is Mike Huckabee so invested in this one guy? Is that the next question, Johnny?
Why is he so invested in this man's business and this man's freedom and this man, period? Like, what did he say
what is the
volcano in 1910 or what?
Mike Huckabee was the governor before, so does this guy Sully or whatever his name is have dirt on you? Sully.
My priestess fell out, so there's that. Good gravy.
Why is he so invested in protecting him?
Mike Huckabee, who was once the governor of Arkansas too, wasn't he? And ran for president.
Ooh. He's got regrets over a trip somewhere, parties, done in seedy places is what I'm getting. Trapped with a woman, so caught on camera or something. People watching, all kinds of abuse going on. I'm hearing blow, like blow, snorting. Yeah, he's worried about getting burdened and shaken up. This guy's got dirt on him. Something over a trip. Thank you, Catherine.
Thank you, Catherine.
I get the whip, the bear, the tower, the book, and the coffin. A couple of ways to interpret this is abuse of power in an institution that he knows about, that they're being kept secret. So giving authority to institutions to abuse their power, and not just abuse, but sexual here with the whip, and keeping it secret. But it's almost like, is he pro charter schools?
Because Sarah is. He definitely is, yes.
Because whip, bear, tower, book, that's abusing power in institutions that are for learning. So it's almost like he wants to shut down public education or schools. Do you see what I'm saying? Even though he knows that there's this rampant sexual abuse from authorities in these institutions, and he wants to see those institutions come to a close. However, there is knowledge here about how he himself or that other dude knows about Hucka Sanders doing some shady stuff. There's sex and abuse, power in the institution, and they're keeping it secret because it brings endings and ruin. Does that make sense? So I wouldn't be surprised if he, and also finances are secret. So he was financially invested in this school or this institution. But he knew. And it's like a way to get rid of public schools and funnel resources here and keep it hidden. So he had a secret investment almost. Does that make sense? Because he's getting money out of it, So who cares how many kids are being sexually abused over the decades, so long as I'm making money?
There is... Stop it, computer. Okay. There is... almost like he works there. There is something invested in it to where he has a direct concern of what happened there. There's also something around a woman here who was, maybe she's just a woman now, but she was burdened. This is more bound and helpless type thing. She's either foreign or this was in a foreign place. And so, this doesn't have to be, she's either foreign or in a foreign place, but she could have come from outside of Arkansas too, but she was here in the States, but could have come from elsewhere too. But he knows a lot of stuff there. And so they're sort of they're locked together. They're not separate entities. They're basically the same person. And so 10 of Wands and 5 of Pentacles, he is very invested in this man not suffering any harm, because he also gets a very large financial kickback from him too. Because mind you, Huckabee has no real lobbying power. He was governor, so it's not like he gets thousands upon thousands of dollars a minute. So his wealth comes from somewhere. And so he's got a lot of money. And how did he get it? From this person and their involvement. 7 of Wands, 9 of Wands. He defends them at all costs.
And in my read, I got the bear mirrors the book. That's like a secret investor of some sort. And between the bear and the book was the tower. So is the state funding that? Like, where is that? How is that? Is the state funding that place, or was before it was shut down or whatever? Because it's like, then you're using your nepotism and everything else with your daughter to funnel state funds to an institution that is rampant with abusing minors.
And abusing everything.
Yeah, so it's like
Because,
he's either a secret investor. He's got resources tied up in that somehow.
I can't. But it ain't
it's kind of like the Hitler Youth. They're trying to indoctrinate kids, but at the same time torturing them.
And that's the thing. It's like they want to. The narrative is to go after already marginalized people. Gay kids, trans kids, they're already dealing with enough. So let's go scoop them up and put them in this one place so we can abuse them to our liking, because, why not? It's just like they're corralling kids using the power of the state to abuse children. It's just, it's insane to me. Hey, you want to buy the Braxy? You want to buy
Speaking of alleged abusers, Christian Ziegler, the charges, he is not going to be charged with rape or sexual battery or abuse. That's the husband of the Liberty mom. They were having the threesome thing.
Yeah, he told his wife to go find sex partners, and she started Moms for Liberty. So,
but he's not going to be charged with sexual battery or abuse. He can be possibly charged with a voyeurism charge, or whatever they called it, because apparently the encounter he had with the person that was alleging rape was videotaped, but she didn't know it. And so, will he be charged with whatever the crime was? It was voyeur or something, but filming it without her consent. Will he be charged? Because as of right now, if it's not that, then it's nothing. But I never got that there was some force involved. I guess now there's evidence.
I just can't, dude. These people like gin up manufacture all these culture wars when they're like the world's biggest perverts living in the closet. Nobody cares what you're doing with consenting adults. Get over yourselves. Get over yourselves. You're not that important. Like. I get that perhaps the judge that oversees this case is a little bit friendly. So make of that what you will.
I'm getting he's going to get the tower on him for something else. His lifestyle choices and partners. I'm getting like there's 2 other women that are going to come out, and I think one of them was underage at the time, if you catch my drift. Whistleblowing on that. there's something else that's bringing the tower on him, that's coming out. So for me, like I get this kind of moving on from this case. I think something else is going to come out about him. Yeah, he's going to have judgment on him eventually, but it's over something else.
That's what I get. The Justice card and the Page of Cups, something else comes out of nowhere.
He's like a Matt Gates.
There's something else going on. The Ace of Swords and the Word of Warning, there's information that is to be revealed. So there is something else that is going to shine some light, add some clarity on something. It may have something to do with deals that were made, but a big, huge, giant change is coming his way, but he's not out of the closet just yet. So we're out of the storm, or whatever you call it. Maybe I said that on purpose. Okay. From the perverted to the mentally ill, will Republican voters, this video I recorded came out today, will they catch on to Biden and the border involvement? Right now, they are convinced that Biden is doing nothing on the border, when it's Republicans who are doing nothing because that's the thing they run on. As I said, they need the boogeyman. Will Republican voters realize this? Or because, mind you, they get their news from a few sources and they're not saying that.
Yeah, whatever the current law is, that's what they enforce. And if you don't like how that's going, you got to change the law to change how it's enforced.
Thank you, Terry, for posting the question.
Well, that trucker convoy caught on real quick that it was all a grift and a hoax at the border.
I get no. The coffin, the clover, and the scythe. No, they're not going to catch on. And even if you have Donald Trump on the phone in a recorded message talking to Moses over there saying, don't do anything on this border because I need something to run on. Nope. La, 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 la. Nope, 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 nope. I don't hear what you're saying. No, those people are lost.
Yeah, I get they get away with it. It's like all the talking to try to change things. No, they're set in their old ways and their opinions already made. So they're still going to vote Republican.
I get kind of like I did earlier. If you seek that information out, then yes. 8 of Wands, Knight of Wands, you'll find that information. You'll move forward with it. Everybody else is Fool and 8 of Swords. You believe what he told you. You believe what they told you. That type of thing, because you're cut off from everything. But this is voluntarily. You don't want to know if somebody's doing something. You just want your opinion reinforced, I guess.
You know what I think the Biden White House should do, and the people running his campaign? Take every single video footage of Donald Trump bragging about what a beautiful wall he built. And then say, well, why do we have an immigration problem? He built the wall.
Why do we have
the 10 miles of crap wall he built?
No, because for years he bragged about the beautiful see-through wall he built. So he either didn't build it or it was a failure. But run that on loop 24/7, 365, because you can't have both at the same time. It can't be the truth and a lie at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Just do that. And watch heads explode.
For right now, there is a truce between Eminem Boots DeSantis and Eminem colored Donald Trump. Right now, there's a truce. Apparently, because DeSantis is endorsing Donald Trump after he dropped out. But people want I guess, Florida to foot the bill for a lot of Donald Trump's expenses. And DeSantis says, no, we're not doing that. Now, is this going to remain civil to where he's going to continue to endorse and campaign or talk up Donald Trump, or will this go south very fast? Will he stay on the side of Donald Trump?
Tried to pass a bill or whatever that DeSantis said he would veto to fund some of Trump's legal issues. Trump apparently is talking to members of the state legislature to get that going. Like, hey, I need some money.
Why are they letting him run governments behind the scenes? Like,
because they love losing, I guess. They love losing and going bankrupt and going to prison. Sounds like a great 5-year plan to me.
yes. They need that money for his grifting wife. That's what they need. Casey DeSantis, is that her name?
That man is a serial loser and a serial freaking criminal. And people just keep lining up because, you know, facts aren't facts, I guess.
Covering up something else. It's gonna be hard for DeSatan to continue, but I get a yes because he's constricted somehow, and I get a yes crowning the reading. It's like Trump has control over him somehow for something he's done in the past. But I get a yes that, you know, the corruption is what keeps them together.
Will DeSantis continue to support Spanky, the Lilies, the Lilies, the Anchor, and the Sun? Yes, he will lick his boots and change his diaper and apply his bronzer. Okay, like
Evil three finger is pudding for him.
Yep.
Trump pudding. Yeah,
I had a whole different image because that's not pudding, sir.
yeah, that's not pudding. Watch where you get your pudding cups from.
Three of Swords, Three of Wands. Yes. He will do the Ted Cruz thing where he will forget that he has dignity and a spine and a backbone. Maybe he never did.
And an ugly wife.
And Six of Cups, you will return to the place of nostalgia where we've been here before. The Magician and the Five of Swords, you'll let him have power over you for whatever reason. This is defeat. That's power.
Johnny, can I ask a question?
You ask whatever you want.
So it's only a matter of time before the orange Mussolini is convicted. He's going to lose the election. Everybody that rounded up to defend him is going to lose. The RNC is broke, yada, 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 yada. We all know what's coming. I want to know what happens to the Republican Party after he's exited stage left, when he is no longer in a position to hold sway, even if it's by proxy. When he is, I'm not talking ticket to the park. I'm talking like off in Alcatraz somewhere or whatever, where he is just a pariah. Because they have been doing this for, I've lost count, 7 years, 8 years now, almost. You can't just 180 that. Like, oh, no, we never supported him. What happens?
I mean, it started with the Tea Party. You know, if you look at Michelle Bachmann talking, it all started with the Tea Party and then evolved into MAGA and all this.
So what happens when he no longer, when Republicans realize that MAGA and Trump, in the words of Lindsey Graham, destroyed them? Because you can't 180 that, Jen. You have done nothing but appease and cover up and kissed his ass for years now. So what happens after he's gone?
To their party, yeah.
What what happens to the Republican Party after Trump?
Even in 2025, when he's not there as your president, and y'all have lost a bunch of seats, it's like.
And by 2025, Jen, we're still going to be learning about all the crimes that he committed that we're still digging up.
And the people in the House and Senate that helped him. We're going to, we all see it in plain sight. We've already heard about it, but we're going to be hearing more and more and more details on the planning and all of that.
So what happens to the Republican Party when Trump is no longer around?
To me, MAGA, they're choosing denial because they, when you try to talk to them, they don't want to hear about facts.
But here's the thing. You have a lot of very intelligent Ivy League school lawyers that choose to go along with the nonsense for their own.
There's a lot of former Republicans that choose to pull away from the party too. We see that all the time on the news.
But too many of them lick his boots for cameras and then turn around in private and talk all sorts of crap. What did you get, Johnny?
I got that they will revert to the way it used to be, to where you can still be nasty but hide it. Don't put it in front of everybody. There's the High Priestess and the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is knowledge and truth, clarity, things you see clear. And the High Priestess is secret hidden knowledge. The Eight of Cups and the Knight of Cups. This is walking away from an old project to save the image. And so this is trying to walk away from that old image. The Page of Swords and the Ace of Cups. But the stain is still there. Because Donald Trump is a mindset. He did not sprout overnight. Neither did those people. He cannot be done away with overnight. You had an out, and you didn't take it.
Two.
Yes.
And they did the indefensible by defending an insurrection.
Yeah. Tourists.
Oh, those are tourists. But at the same time, no, that was undercover FBI, Black Lives Matter, Antifa. But hey, they're tourists and political prisoners.
Because they weren't brown or black or women.
They need to change, but the problem is, it's a power struggle, and to try to grow the party, there's still dark money and bribes going on. Trying to get to calmer waters. There's too many erratic people in there that throw everything off balance. There's a bunch of them going to be put in defensive mode. In other words, they may have some charges, but it's just chaos and blowing it up. They need to be talking more and working together to heal this, but there's too much corruption in it. So the party will get smaller votes over and over and over again.
Because you can't tell me that the majority of America is all for a party that supports an insurrection, that supports a former president that is a freaking criminal that's been indicted 91 times, that is for a party that wants to take away women's reproductive health care across the freaking nation. It's like
a lot of them were a lot of Republican voters, when I was watching interviews in New Hampshire, they were on the fence about Trump until January 6th, and they're like, I can't abide by that. So he lost a whole bunch of voters then. And the more we keep
good about that, but I still don't, because he showed you a reason a long time ago why you shouldn't support him, and you still did.
Yep. Judges.
The Access Hollywood tape didn't do it for you, but January 6th did. He's shown up over and over and over who he is.
I get that a lot of people are going to keep their mouth shut, and they're just going to line up and support another man that is coming in. So pretend it didn't happen. America's stupid. They'll forget it in 2 days. No apologies. No, we effed up. We have a lot of soul searching as a party to do. We need to make this right as a party. We need a clean house in our party. No, they don't know anything. Keep moving. We're going to march behind this guy now. So a new figure.
Script, different cast.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just, I would love it if the Supreme Court said that a president has immunity. I would love for Dark Brandon to just come out and do a whole bunch of crap.
How about your indictments? Indictments. That's what Marjorie Taylor Greene said.
Indictments.
The education level of a gnat, you know.
She's very fixated on that part of the anatomy because she keeps showing hunters over and over on the floor.
That's because she wants one. She has penis envy.
Yeah.
Well, she takes too many steroids.
Oh, that girl. She looks like that.
Speaking of unusual growths, Tucker Carlson, what is the goal there between him and Russia?
Yeah, supposedly doing an interview, and they might be picking up a TV show of him because, you know, they love him some Tucker Carlson. You know what? You can have him. We will send him over there. You can have him all day long.
Don't send him back, though.
Don't send him back.
Like, well, what is the goal? Is it just misinformation? We got enough of that.
Propaganda, misinformation.
It ain't like you have to.
Like Trump liking the attention he gets.
Tucker with an F. The F is not silent. What's the goal?
This little whiny ass. I could imagine that Putin, who tries to come across with a lot of bravado and machoism, would look at somebody like Tucker and just like get cringe.
So the relationship between Tucker Carlson and Russia, I get the cross the house, their crossroads and stars. He knows that Russia is bad domestically. He knows the problem that they pose to the United States. However, there's so many sources of freaking income and finances coming in. So bring it on. Bring it on. I don't care if my homeland suffers. The money's there. I'll say whatever you want me to say. So he's not aligned ideologically. He's aligned financially, what you can do for me.
Yeah. Payouts, money laundering, it's all about money and what they've harvested, and this foreign leader is trying to shift the focus, shift the perception of Russia. So he's paying him for that. Like, oh, look, we're friends, trying to get Russia to higher ground.
What I don't understand
it's money.
What I don't understand about that, though, the guy has more money than he will ever need in 15 lifetimes. His wife has more money than they'll ever need in 15 lifetimes.
But he's like Trump. He needs that celebrity. That the money doesn't feed the ego. He's a narcissist. He's got to feed that ego.
Devil, 5 of Cups. He is aware, but the whole thing. Because I've been perusing some stories, trying to find another batch of celebrity reads for Gossip Time stream, and there's a whole bunch of metaphysical people who are sold on the idea of selling a soul type thing. And if you believe in heaven and hell and God and the devil, then I can understand the concept of selling a soul. I don't personally believe in selling a soul because it's just here to experience and then it goes back to wherever. You can't sell it because you don't own it in your physical body to sell it to something. But you can sell your integrity, your dignity, your self-respect. You could sell that definitely. And that is what he has done because this controls him. It's not so much the cash itself, it's the notoriety, the ability, 9 of Pentacles, to sit high on a perch and look down upon people. That whole mindset, it's perverted, but that's him. Remember, he's the person with the infrared NADS lasers things. Like, he has a very odd disposition about who he is and who he wants to be, and he will sell anything, including his dignity and selfish.
Testicular tanning. It's all
He's another
anything for attention.
he's another sociopath. Really, it's like I know that mental illness is not something to joke about or anything, but I'm almost convinced that people that have that much money and that much access and influence to power are more likely to develop some form of psychosis.
Yeah.
You know, because you can't tell me.
It's a personality disorder to be that severe of a narcissist.
Yeah, you know, like we've heard the tapes of Tucker Carlson talking smack about Trump when the lawsuit was happening. But he continued to play for the cameras because, you know what I mean? It's like there's something wrong up here for these people, you know?
Can we ask real quick, is Weaselberg going back to jail? Because he committed perjury up in New York, and
He must like the food at Rikers, man, like that.
yeah, he's negotiating now because he got caught in perjury in his testifying. Is Weaselberg going to end up back in jail? Because he can't be trusted with a plea deal, obviously, because he lied under it.
Donald Trump.
All for
What has
Donald.
he done for you exactly?
Dude, you're like 80-something years old. You really want to die at Rikers. I mean, whatever. The food must be good. The accommodations must be better than the Ritz. Because I wouldn't do it.
He is definitely ending up in front of a judge again.
Kitty kisses, yes, that's why Judge Angoron his ruling is delayed because of these developments that they just heard about Weaselberg perjuring himself.
Analyzing and looking at things differently about him because he had this agreement, plea deal is secret, but secrets are coming out, and the changing of what he said in court. I think there's a good chance he could be making license plates again. I'll leave it at that.
I got the stars, the house, and the man, so it's like he's almost at home, but not really because it would be house and man saying that he's in the house. I get that he's negotiating with an institution, man, birds, and then this. So possibly isolation again, but there's a negotiation. He's singing man and birds. The man is singing. He's singing. Tweet, 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 so there's a strong possibility. Maybe not the whole 7 years. I think that's the maximum. Or is that the maximum, 7 years for perjuring? Or is that the minimum?
That may be the minimum. I'm not sure. He only spent 7 months in jail before.
Yeah, it's like he's negotiating the terms with the law, but there's isolation coming. So
hope it was worth it to you, old man.
Another lemming. I don't get jail, but I do get a very, very, very arduous, laborious string of bad luck. The Wheel of Fortune is normally a good luck card, but the Wheel of Fortune is also the place where you're supposed to learn your lessons, because it's the change of life, the turning of life, the turning of the wheel. And then there's the Ten of Swords, which...
it's changing in a bad way.
Why do you want to go through all this for Donald John Trump?
Michael Cohen went to prison. You went to prison for 7 months. There is a line longer than the DMV for Donald Trump. You are 80 years old with a family and grandkids. You want to go to the afterlife over there, while Orange Clown is somewhere in Florida golfing and stealing government secrets. Like,
and denying he had spots on his hands a few weeks ago.
I can't. And that he doesn't stink.
Oh Lord, this person ran our country.
It's scary, isn't it? It's like a bad episode of American Horror Story.
Jesus Christ. Well, speaking of horrors, Elon Musk. Him and his Neuralink company have successfully put a chip inside of a human being's brain.
Oh, his?
No. Some man named Ian Miles Chong, Cheong. They put that in there, and they said, and I don't think this was meant to be derogatory, but they said they put it in a place where it would not damage his intellect. And I'm thinking, okay, so they put it in his brain, but it's not going to damage his brain. Okay, but they put it in his brain, and I guess they're just going through the steps and the motions and the testing and all of that stuff. So they have their first human subjects. The animal subjects that they had died. And then, of course, the animal rights activists were up in arms about it. But how is this going to go, the testing of this chip in this man's brain?
We please put one in Musk's brain if you want to test somebody.
Now, I will say this. I know Elon Musk, everybody tries to make him out to be a super genius. He is not. He did not invent Tesla. Those were a team of engineers. He just happened to be born with a silver spoon in his mouth. I get it. Okay. But when you run a company where your cars are blowing up, the last thing I'm going to let you do is put a damn microchip in my brain. Okay? Like, I'm just saying.
Spaceships, your cars.
Spaceships blew up. Your cars are blowing up. No.
That's true. His spaceships and his cars. And his social media platform, too. Nothing you do works out very well. No, if you're going to put a chip in my brain, it's got to be a Funyun. I don't want nothing else in there, please. At least that'll dissolve, I think. But this was voluntary. This man, and what they're aiming is for you to be able to like control your phone or a tablet or something with your mind.
They have phones, so you're going to start hacking people's brains next?
That's my thing.
You know, as opposed to, let me put a brain chip in that will help somebody that has neuro issues, you know, like communicating with the body. Somebody, you know, use it to heal.
That's what I thought the purpose was, and things like the stem cell that was supposed to, you know, repair parts.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I get like this. It's all about the money with the chip and trying to get more people to agree to do it. He could end up with some legal problems coming back to haunt him because, again, it's about money. The strength of this is not there. But there's going to be other, like, leaders that are going to work on things to, like, heal. So if you have a disconnect in how your brain is communicating with your body, give it a few years, there's going to be people that use a chip to heal. You know, if your motor neurons aren't communicating right. He's going to be put in defense mode over this. So I don't get the guy dying, but I didn't ask about the guy, Mr. Chung.
I didn't ask about the guy either. I asked about Neuralink. That's not looking good. I get the birds, the house, the fox, the key, the tree, the dog, and the clouds. We might hear a lot here domestically. I'm not sure about abroad because I don't get the ship. Domestically here about a lot of doctors, the key, the dog, and the house, the key, the dog, and the key, tree, and dog. A lot of doctors that are going to be raising flags that are very suspicious and don't think that this is good. This is going to be very, very bad. So the Fox is here. So they might request some sort of, I know that this is research and development. I don't get the tower, so I can't say for certain, but it's almost like you're going to hear talks about perhaps doctors taking this to some sort of thing for this to be further investigated. I don't know if it's ethics. I don't know if it's health related, but it's like there's some sort of an investigation that is brought on by doctors raising the flag, like, yo, what is this? Because it's problematic, very problematic. I don't see it as an ethical thing, though. Perhaps is how they're conducting the research. Maybe that is a little sus, so don't know.
I get my doctor card and the Three of Swords, so there is some suspicion as well, or there's some mistrust about this type of thing. Also, that man may develop some other kind of issue, but the testing, I don't know how large the range of testing they're doing, whether they're having him try to manipulate machines or not. I would start way, way smaller than that. I don't know if they are. Hopefully they are, because the Eight of Swords and the Hierophant, it needs to be very small. Very small, because there is a potential for this to go very wrong very fast for some reason. With the Moon card, there's just a lot that's not known because this is the first time this has happened. It's a good thing for advancement, but it's not necessarily a good thing for this in particular group to be doing this. If they're trying to do this on a large scale, or if something, the testing on a larger scale, it needs to be very, very small.
The Tesla has a really high accident rate, higher than other cars.
Well,
so you want to fix a chip, fix it first in your car before you start planting it in somebody's brain.
Didn't they pull over like 2 million Teslas not too long ago? Again, yes. I say this, I know that he's not the engineer. I know that. He's just the guy that funded the electronic vehicle campaign. But clearly you're doing something wrong with your research and development, when cars are crashing, they're catching on fire. 2 million of
your charging stations froze up here in Chicago and wouldn't work.
2 million vehicles were recalled. You've never seen anything like that happen with any other vehicle. Not Ford, not Chevy, not Mazda, not Pontiac. It's just like, and then I found out that the reason why people are buying so many Teslas and stuff was because he doesn't advertise them as a final product. He advertises, or Tesla advertises, the vehicles as a prototype. I've never seen another car company selling prototypes of a vehicle before, because that tells me you have not done the proper research and development before you
haven't passed testing and stuff. Right?
Yeah, so it's like, no, thank you. Don't put that chip in my head. Put it in yours and see what happens,
Well, I end on, hopefully we can find some good news, but what does the card say? There is a Christian pastor. This time, it's a good Christian pastor. An actual Christian, believe it or not. We found one, ladies and gentlemen. His name is Chris Avell, Avell, and he is the pastor there in Bryan, Ohio. And they have a federal lawsuit against him there in Ohio. He's filed the federal lawsuit, but he has also been given citations and violations by the city or the town. He says there's two sides of the track here in Ohio, or where he lives in Bryan, where this part has and this part has not. And his church sits somewhere in the middle. So people who are hungry and homeless, he houses them in his church. Well, there in his area, that's against the law because of zoning laws. And so he is not operating as a hotel or a place that can house people. And so some of the charges are having lack of proper kitchen, lack of laundry facilities, lack of unsafe exits, and improper ventilation. So basically, he's not the church is not built to house people, is what they're saying. Even though they have bathrooms, they have a place to eat. It doesn't have a proper kitchen.
Yeah, but it's winter. Just go ahead and leave them out there on the streets.
And he's like,
I'm sure that's what Jesus would want you to do.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
And the zoning ordinance says that people cannot eat, sleep, or wash their clothes in the church's district. So he is also in a place where that district, you cannot do those things there either. So there's no hotels or laundry, I guess nowhere by either. And so, because it's not for commercial use like that. So he pleads not guilty, and he's hired lawyers and filed a federal lawsuits against the city, citing religious discrimination. And so he's brought a handful of people in there trying to save them from the cold, and the city is like, well, you can't actually bring them in here because of zoning laws, and here's your violation. So what's going to happen with this? Will he be victorious? Now, mind you, zoning laws are still zoning laws, but at the same time, do you need to persecute and prosecute everybody? Like, I get it, but zoning laws are still zoning laws. So what happens to Chris?
And if the city is so concerned, why aren't they doing something?
Yeah. Sue the city for not taking care of the homeless.
And I thought that's what churches were supposed to do.
That is what churches are supposed to do.
Charity and all that other stuff. Or did it piss off too many of the people on the nice side of the street that didn't want to see that riffraff in their neighborhood? You know, like,
yes, I do believe he was arrested because we're not complying with kicking them out. That's one of those things where you literally do lean upon your faith and something miraculous will happen. I do believe. I really do. Anything can change.
You know, he may be victorious in a different way. You know, he's charging in, and he's not finished. There's more work to do here. This is my God card, like God and families, right? That are families that are burdened. He's calling attention to it. He's shining a light on it, and I'm getting like he gets a lot of donations and stuff. So he may not win in the lawsuit, or might win a little bit because he's got strength on his side, but it's more about people donating to him so you can build it up the way he needs to keep from getting prosecuted in the future. Like giving him the money to put in extra bathrooms and put some washers and dryers in, that kind of thing.
I pulled a double line of 5. I'm getting really bad weather outdoors, clouds, garden, sun, letter, clover. So as the weather clears up, perhaps getting into the warmer months, the community itself comes together via mail or something. Word of mouth gets out with the birds in the second row. So it's almost like a community effort to help the population with the garden. With the community. I didn't ask about the trial. I just asked what happened to him. I get a lot of community support for him via word of mouth, interviews, perhaps local television interviews about stuff that's going on. A lot of mail coming into him. So maybe like small donations. I don't get money cards though, but so perhaps there's other small businesses that can help out one way, shape, or form. But I get that he's successful at the end. I didn't ask about the court case though. So
what I would really care about too, or would like to see, not care about, but what I would like to see is someone put him on TV, but on a national scale. Because what you need to is for some pressure and power to rain down with the emperor there to change the law in that area to where the zoning law can be changed, because you can rezone a thing all the time. And so there needs to be some sort of legislation or some sort of something that's changed. And all you need to do is talk to the right people or grease the right wheel. So there needs to be some sort of attention brought to him on a national scale here too. As far as the law is concerned, I don't think he wins this one, but you do get the devil card and the Queen of Wands. And I think the problem here is whatever judgment is against him is creating a huge backlash, because they're doing what the law says to do. And so, fine. But there is everybody doesn't need to be prosecuted when you have the biggest criminal that has ever existed that didn't serve a day in jail. And so there is something here around the judgment not being accepted by the community. There's literally like a blockade against this. And there's tons and tons of people here who are trying to offer some sort of support. And so he gets a lot of support from the outside, and someone does come in and sort of lift up his story or lift up his platform. What that does for him in the end is support. But again, what he really needs is change with the emperor there.
I got a follow-up question, if y'all don't mind hanging for a minute. Here's a man trying to do the right thing in his community, and instead of like working with him and saying, okay, if you're going to do this in your church, you need to have like number of bathrooms and number of washer and dryers and blah blah blah, you need to be set up this way. They're not working with him. Why are they targeting him? Or are they targeting him? But it seems like you're a small community. Who's ever heard of Bryant, Ohio? Why are they targeting this man instead of helping him? Because what are you going to do with your homeless? Ship them to Cincinnati or Cleveland or somewhere? To another city?
But meanwhile, all these self-proclaimed Christians at like these schools that we read about earlier, let them off the hook. Nothing to see here, folks.
Here comes chaos. Little Bella.
I get that they're targeting him because there was someone that brought it up that elevated the entire situation. Snake, clover, key. The snake is a queen of clubs, queen of clubs. The storks is the queen of spades. So I'm not saying, but I'm kind of sort of saying there might have been a person, female, that made this an issue. Watch it be one of those moms for liberty. I'm evangelical. Don't help the poor.
Yeah, it's definitely a woman that brought this up, but it's come up before, and they're trying to throw off balance his work. So they're trying to, lie about it and corrupt what he's doing in a way to burden him and hoping he'll just go away. It's like they want to pray the homeless away, like pray the gay away kind of thing.
Yeah.
And deny it exists. It's an image thing. Like they don't want their city to be known for, yes, we've got homeless people.
Did Jesus say something about feeding the poor?
For free, which is
For
what
free?
he's doing.
Yeah. Oops. They must have torn that page out, There's
the woman who complained and brought the pressure. Queen of Pentacles there. But also with the Hierophant and the Hermit and the Fool, this is also part of his test, not test, because I hate the concept of people thinking God tests you with things, because what if you fail? This is part of something that is to strengthen his resolve, to strengthen his faith, to strengthen his community's faith as well, because not only is he supposed to fight this until the bitter end, other people are supposed to join him. And then this brings a highlight to not just his heart, but the issue around the homelessness and all that other type of stuff. So it elevates him in a way. Humble thyself in private, or God will do it in public. If you do it in private, then God will exalt you in
I
public.
dare you to imprison somebody trying to help the homeless.
Yes.
Oh, they will. They will. Most certainly. They will.
And what this will do is it strengthens his resolve. His name is Chris Avell, Avell, and this is to strengthen him and strengthen the support for him. And so it's kind of a karmic thing.
And the person that complained, it's like she kept elevating the complaints. It wasn't just one complaint. It's just like she kept adding to the
She probably lives near the church and didn't want all these homeless people hanging out at the church. But
like,
it's okay if they're on the other side of the tracks, in the bad neighborhood.
What's his face over there? Bruce Jenner. Oh, I have to see all the dirty homeless people on the way to my private jet. Yeah. Go F yourself. Go F yourself right now. Homeboy.
So good luck to you, Chris Avell.
A Christian
again,
A real Christian.
a Christian Karen.
They do exist.
So just good luck to you, and remember that through all things, you can do this. You got God on your side. You're doing the right thing. Doesn't matter what the courts say. Anything and everything can be overturned and underturned. So you just keep on doing what you're supposed to do, and God will not let you fail. If you do, you'd be the first person in history. So you just keep on keeping on.
And the great thing is that he's leading by example.
Yes.
This is not somebody that's sitting there beating you over the head with a book that they've never read and twisting it into hatred. He's actually doing what it says to feed
what Jesus would actually do.
Yes. Yeah.
Nothing else shelter them from the cold.
So next week we'll be on Jen Lynn Tarots. And remember, if you want info on the seminar, go to jenlyntarot.com. If you want to register for the class that I have March the 3rd, email me at tarotsapprentice@gmail.com to reserve your spot, not to pay for it, just to reserve your spot. And we will see you next week. Y'all take care of yourselves and each other out there.